Magic Carpet hasn't sailed for almost 9 months. But after traveling all the way through Europe via the inland waterways, we had only one more river left before Magic Carpet could sail once again. The IJssel River would take us through the Dutch countryside, past cows and windmills, under the last low bridge, and deliver us to the town of Kampen, where Magic Carpet will get her mast back. I'm Maya, and this is Aladino. In mid-November, we converted our 28-foot sailboat into a riverboat, and we started going north, from the Mediterranean all the way to the North Sea. In front of us, we had 2,000 kilometers and 200 locks. Join us as we navigate river currents, discover incredible places, cruise through canals, wait out a global pandemic in the heart of France, and record the whole voyage with a new episode every Friday. This is North Through the Continent. We're going north through the continent.
Ready to go. I would say it will take us 2 days from here to get to the ocean. It could be done if we got up at 6 in the morning. It's about 160 kilometers, the route we're taking. And just a little bit further ahead, the Rhine actually splits, and I don't believe the Rhine actually makes it to the ocean, but it becomes the Waal on one side and the Pannerdense Canal to the north. And we will take that one just for a little bit, and then it becomes the lower Rhine, the Niederrhein, and there is a split again, and there we take the IJssel. So that's the plan for now. Looks a bit rainy, so yeah, we don't know yet.
Now, the IJssel River isn't really going to deliver us to the ocean. Rather, it's taking us to the IJsselmeer, a large inland lake which used to be part of the ocean until the Dutch built a dike and cut it off from the sea. But to us, it nonetheless felt like the end of North Through the Continent. The IJsselmeer is renowned for sailing, and as soon as the mast goes back up, Magic Carpet will be a riverboat no longer.
And I went back to look at my notes. We have officially conquered 670 kilometers of Rhine.
Wow!
And yeah, the next thing I want to calculate the total with the Rhone, but we'll do that when we get to the ocean.
There's a world inside my head. I get lost in it from time to time. No one has a spare key, the only one is inside of me.
Ah, what a highway. But here we go, we've made it to the split. Down here is the Waal. And it is to be expected that most traffic will be here, and we are taking the Pannerdense Canal. And just as there is going to be less traffic and it's going to be a smaller river, also current is going to decrease slowly.
So we're passing a ferry here, and it's a good thing Aladino had a sharp eye and was really paying attention, because it's a very weird system that I've never seen before. But there's basically like these 3 floating things all attached by a wire, and then the front one is anchored. And so the ferry is actually held on this cable. It's a good thing that we passed on this side, because otherwise we would have been thwarted by this cable. Yeah, very interesting. Little Willem the ferry. Willem, what a Dutch name. Shipping and boating are extremely important parts of the Dutch identity. Even in the middle of the country, you can look across a field with cows grazing and see a boat passing by seemingly in the middle of the grass. Water is never far. Canals and rivers crisscross the land. But because the land is so flat and boating is so important, bridges over the canals have to be carefully designed to lift or open or, in many cases, simply be replaced by ferries.
Touch the ground, so please hear me. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, my hopeless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. Feelings overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, my hopeless soul.
Okay, so we're coming to a split in the river once again. On this side is the IJssel, and that's the one we will be taking. And on this side, what is it on this side, my love?
That side is the Niederrhein,
The Niederrhein.
the lower Rhine.
Yeah.
And instead the IJssel goes more or less windy, snaky path, but straight north.
Wow, he's really cutting it close. I guess he's also going in the IJssel.
Maybe.
He's so close, I don't love this. Alright, we're entering the IJssel, and that ship entered along with us. It was kind of a narrow entrance and a tight squeeze because there was another pleasure boat over there as well, which was kind of in the middle of the IJssel channel, because I guess he assumed the boat would be going the other way. I think most of the commercial ships go the other way. But I just checked marine traffic, like the AIS app, and it looks like there's barely any traffic on the IJssel coming towards us for at least another few hours, which is amazing. It's funny because a few Dutch sailors have told us that the IJssel has a lot of current and a lot of commercial traffic. And yeah, no, quite a few have told us that. And I think, of course, compared to like a smaller canal, it probably does. But compared to what we just came down, this is like easy breezy. So it feels like a gentle stroll now. We're going slower. Aladino's not happy about that.
Oh, it's okay.
But yeah, super nice. And from what we've heard, there's a lot of really cute towns along this river, and I'm very looking forward to that. There we were on the IJssel River, moving swiftly closer to the IJsselmeer and to the end of this journey. I felt that by now familiar feeling of nostalgia tinged with excitement for what's to come and sadness for what will end and gratefulness for these memories which I'll always have. But up ahead, the sky was quickly growing darker, pulling me out of my mind and into the moment. It seemed like a storm was settling in. I know it's weird, but there really is something about this weather that I just appreciate. I think it's because bad weather forces you to turn inwards for entertainment, and as a very introverted person, I find that very comforting. Sometimes I actually wonder how we come across in these videos, if you imagine us to be introverted or extroverted people. The truth is that we're both quite introverted, me probably a bit more so than Aladino. I mean, come on, you don't end up being a violinist who likes poetry, calligraphy, and living alone on a sailboat if you're actually popular in high school. Introversion doesn't always equal awkward or shy either. It just means that we recharge by being alone, and especially for me, it takes some time to get comfortable around new people. It's something I'm working on because as a constant traveler, meeting new people is sort of the thing, but I've also learned to accept who I am instead of trying to fake a bubbly personality that I simply don't have. Anyway, there's a bunch of thoughts spurred on by a bit of rain, and now let's get on with the story.
It is almost 6 p.m. We have pushed it again. We're in Deventer right here, but the harbor is a little bit further, and that's where we'll stay for the night. I have a little bit of boat work to do. Things always break, and I'm hoping they have a store. What we need is a new foot pump for our sink. A pin came out and I think we forced it too much when we were pumping, so the housing broke, so now we are flooding our boat from inside. No, it's not that bad, but water does come out of the pump, which is very annoying. So yeah, I'm hoping to fix that when we get there, and if it's not too far, we'll see how far we go now. Maybe we go back and check out the town.
We pulled into the marina and lo and behold, they had free bikes to use, so I decided to go on a little bike tour. Arriving by boat and hopping on a bike. Is there anything more Dutch? Interesting being here. I'm just looking around and like feeling this weird sense of home. And it's really interesting because my parents, between them, they've got 3 passports. They lived in Holland for a while, they speak Dutch, they lived all over the world, they traveled all over the world. They really could have settled anywhere. When it came time that they knew they wanted to have kids and settle down a bit more, they had a lot of discussions about where they wanted that to happen. What would be the best place to raise kids? And they settled on Canada, on the west coast of BC. And honestly, when I was growing up, I didn't understand it. Especially the first time I went to Holland. I was like, you kidding me? Amsterdam is so beautiful and it just seemed so vibrant and wonderful. I was like, why on earth did you choose to settle in Canada? But now I really understand it. Don't get me wrong, I still absolutely adore Holland. I absolutely love it here. There is something that feels like home here, but Canada's a pretty great place. In Canada, I mean, I would go kayaking before school, go out, kayak over to an island, watch the sunrise, be completely alone out in the sea, and yeah, I'm surprised my parents let me do that actually. Although I was very persistent about that. I think my mom did try to stop me quite a few times. I think that there's very few places which are objectively, in all ways, better than another one. And what it really comes down to is what it is that you value. I think I value that solitude and that wilderness of Canada. Okay, now I'm arriving back into Deventer. In front of me is an old-style Dutch windmill. So cool. Nice.
We've been so relaxed this morning because we know it's not that far anymore, but yeah, it's afternoon and we should actually get going because it still is 40 kilometers I think, so maybe 5 hours. And I just saw, now that I turned on the engine, we have 950 hours on the engine, and we entered the Rhone River in the Mediterranean with about 720 hours, so that gives roughly 230 engine hours during the whole voyage. But I think we will break down all the numbers, how much diesel and how many days it took us, if somebody is interested in the compact information, in a specific later video.
Epilogue.
Epilogue.
We'll do an epilogue for the series.
Oh, what is that?
The final chapter.
But I'm excited about many things. The jerry cans, they can go whee! And those big fenders and all the other fenders will be somewhere more hidden again.
And the mast,
will go up. But yeah, let's get to
We're
Kumpen
getting ahead
first.
of ourselves, yeah.
Let's get to Kumpen.
All right, let's go. The weather today was completely different than the day before, a classic northern summer experience. I felt like a kid again. The big blue sky and sweet, gentle sunshine, the small breeze which whispered from time to time. I felt like any moment I would rush barefoot out the door of my childhood home and run to our neighbor's plum tree for an afternoon snack. This is why I wanted to come north. I wanted to see small old boats owned by people who genuinely love sailing. I wanted to run through the cool sunshine. I wanted to feel once more those crisp summers I grew up in, where the days are long and the sea is a deep, mysterious blue and the world smells like a flower. So we had set out to find all this by going all the way north through the continent, and just now we were finally arriving. If all goes to plan, this should be the very last day with the mast horizontal on the boat. Before we knew it, we had arrived to the final bridge on this journey north through the continent. Although it's not technically the last bridge we have to go under, it is the last bridge that we have to have our mast down for. And so as soon as we passed beneath, it was like we entered into a new world. A world where boats have masts and sails, and they're free to move with the wind. We had made it. Hello everyone! I imagine it might be a bit jarring to see me in the context of a room rather than the context of a boat, but we are here in our winter apartment. Well, it's Aladino's parents' apartment, but we are here this winter. Aladino has a few months of work and I have a few months to do all our editing, which I'm really excited about. It's really nice to have a chance to just focus on filmmaking. So we are good and happy and well situated for the winter. But I just wanted to let you know what you can expect on our channel now. And I'm here to tell you that we have another series following right on the heels of this one. So I'm not going to announce what exactly that series is going to be about yet, but just know that every Friday there will still be a new episode from Sailing Magic Carpet. We do have one more episode of North Through the Continent coming next Friday, and that is the epilogue. In it we're going to share some of like the numerical sort of summation of the trip in terms of kilometers traveled and diesel used and that kind of stuff. And then we're also going to just review the whole adventure. I mean, it was a big adventure, lasted a lot longer than we thought due to COVID, and just talk about our route, what we would have changed, what we loved. It'll just be a whole story. And then I'm going to turn my attention to editing the next series, which is going to be really beautiful. I'm so excited to share that with you. I am really, really so thrilled to say that this is now my job, editing videos, which is just crazy. So yes, now back to my editing, back to my trusty old laptop. Aladino will be home from his job soon. We're gonna make some pizza. I actually have to run to the store to grab some ingredients, and gotta make another video script tonight. All is well in our little world, and we've got lots of stories coming up. So we'll see you next Friday, and the Friday after that, and the Friday after that, and the Friday after that, continuing on into the future. There's so many stories to share, and I can't wait to keep sharing them with you. So, see you next time. Let's roll the credits.
Thank you so much to all of you for watching and leaving comments and giving us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell. And an extra big thank you to our patrons for making these episodes possible. We really, truly could not do this without you. And an extra thank you to these folks who really go above and beyond to make sure these videos keep being produced every week. We'll see you all next time.